Thanks so much for joining me for my March, April, May, and June favorites. So it's, gosh, pretty much half the year. Well, actually, not half the year. It's about a third of the year that we've gone through without having a favorites. And I think it's because I have less videos per week, so I'm testing less items. But I have landed on so many that are very familiar to you, and there shouldn't be very many surprises here. So let's start with a little bit of skincare because I've been testing this out, and I know many of you struggle with dark spots, just like me. So I've been testing out the Chantecaille Blanc Peony line. So there's an eye serum product, this one right here. Then we have a face cream right here. We have a serum, and we have a mask. So I've been very diligently trying these out, and are they effective? I think they are. Anecdotally, I do notice a more even skin tone. Does it completely solve my dark spot issue? After about a month and a half of consistent use, I haven't noticed the dark spots disappearing. So it's not going to do anything like that in the span that I tested it for. I will continue using it. I did, however, notice a brighter skin tone, more even skin tone, especially on my forehead. I used to have a little bit more hyperpigmentation there, but it's pretty even now. So I feel like that is a really nice result. And I love the hydration with this. Now there are some pretty powerful ingredients in there. So just take a look at the ingredient deck, see if it would be right for you. Think about what skin type you have, because I do love products that really do act on the skin. So this is a perfect kind of product for someone like me who tests skincare out. My skin is very resilient, but someone like my sister who is very sensitive. Yeah, so for someone like my sister though, I would caution her definitely to take a closer look at it before jumping in. So because it has powerful ingredients, you can get more results, but that also comes with other things to think about. Okay, I'm just gonna moisturize my hands. They're very dry. I'm going to use this L'Occitane. This is my favorite hand cream. You can see it definitely holds its shape. It's got 20% shea butter in it, and it's really very soothing on very dry hands like mine. So just applying that. Now, the other skincare products, and we'll get onto makeup shortly here, but I think skincare is the foundation for everything, and for everything to look great or as great as possible. I did purchase the Augustinus Bader, the Rich Eye Cream, and this has been working very nicely. I have it on under my eyes today, and I wanted to give this line a little bit more of a try because I've tried the serum, the one by Augustinus Bader and Victoria Beckham, very lovely product. I've read many lovely things about this brand. So far I'm really enjoying it. Got a nice rich quality to it. Absorbs into the skin nicely and also provides some great hydration. Also another brand that's new to me, and I liked this because it said it is a barrier repair cream. It helps with the skin's barrier, and I think with the amount of products I use, oh by the way, with the Chantecaille it does mention to not use, I believe, retinol with it because it's that powerful. So just make sure with the Chantecaille also, make sure to read about it because they do caution not to use it with other products, other specific kinds of products. Okay, moving on though to this Alpyn, A-L-P-Y-N. This is a lovely cream. Just trying to give my skin's barrier a little bit of a chance to repair itself. This is very nice. If you haven't tried it, again, it's got a lovely kind of texture to it, holds its shape, and it's got a richness to it without being heavy. And I think both the Augustinus Bader and this Alpyn, this product, they both have a similar quality in their richness, yet still lightweight and not being greasy at all. So I like those two. And then moving on to makeup. So I talked about SPF recently in a haul, in the haul. And I've been using this since I got it. It's the Odacite SPF 50 Tinted Mineral SPF. And I've had 2.5, maybe I've had 3 bottles of that. So I went with the 3.0 because 2.5 had run out. So that's what I have on my face now. And it's this shade. It looks a little bit deeper. It is. I think it adds color to my face. My center of my face especially is not typically this shade. Looks like I've had a little sun. But this is the shade here. You can see the color of the back of my hand, which means that it is deeper than my face. Usually the back of my hand is deeper than my face. And now it is very glowy. It's very dewy. So if you don't like that, if you got more oily skin or even combo skin, this might be a bit of a challenge, especially in the summer, maybe more for the winter. But if you have dry skin, you might really like this. Provides a lot of hydration and a lot of glow to the skin. So I went in with that first, but then I wanted a little bit more of a second skin-like finish versus that dewier, like my husband actually says I look shiny, like that's how dewy it is. I went in with a very lightweight foundation, one of my favorites. Since I got it, the newer version, the Future Skin Gel in Nude by Chantecaille. It's very lovely. So it's right about the speed of my whole aesthetic right now. I'm in my tote bag era, if that gives you any indication. Very casual, very effortless, very easy, nothing uncomfortable, nothing overdone, but done enough. And this definitely fits that criteria. So here is Nude. I have this Chantecaille Future Skin Gel in Nude layered over this Odacite. That is what I put on my face. I did not powder. And the Future Skin is really just in the center here. But it is a really lovely product. And like I said, it just fits the right amount. It's not enough and it's not too much. It's not super polished, but it's put together enough. It's also really easy to use, so I like that too. When it comes to concealer, we've been testing out a lot of concealers. A lot of concealers have come on the market. And I have three different concealers on my face right now, and at least I can help direct you towards the shade. I think that might help. And I have an impromptu side-by-side going on right now, and I have made an interesting observation between the Chanel and the Chantecaille under the eye. So let's start with, let me see. I really like the feeling as I'm applying them. They're very easy to apply. There's like a glide to them. They're very fluid. They feel very skincare-like. Seems like it would be just the most beautiful, weightless kind of concealer. So I've got two shades here, and I'll leave them next to the foundation because I think that's gonna help for reference. We have here B40 and B30. So B40, B30. So B40 is the one that I think works best for my skin tone. I also have here the two concealers by Chantecaille. I have Almond and Hazel. So Almond, between Almond and Hazel, I think Hazel is the better choice for me, which is what I have over on this side of my eye, on this, under that eye, Almond and Hazel. And then you can see these are the Chantecaille, these are the Chanel. You can see the difference in the texture, the density. And I was just remembering that I did my nails. I did them very fast and I just put on one coat of the color. Hermes, that, like I said, nothing new here. I haven't found anything that beats this combination yet. So I have on the base coat, I have on 01 Rose Porcelain, and I went in with one scoop, one coat here. And you can see it's a little bit translucent too. So if you want just like a wash of that color, which is what I like. And then we have here the top coat. I just applied one coat of each of these, and it was pretty fast today. And it doesn't have to be super perfect. I feel like when it's translucent like that, it's okay if there's a little error, like you cannot tell from here, but they just look polished and done enough. I did use this in Peach or Peche, the new color corrector. Does this say Peach or Peche? It might say Peche, but this is the one that I used on my face. And I do like the Sarah Creole as well. Those are very serious concealers. I really like them. But for this particular level of makeup, I think it is a lot more than what I need because the skin is still showing through a little bit, but this is for like extra perfecting. So let me show you the shades I have here. Sorcery, it's this shade right here. It's the color corrector. And then I also have the shade Face Flex 5. This is Sarah Creole Face Flex 5. You can see it is definitely more color than any of these other shades here. So those were the two I did not put on, but I really like them. I just didn't think it was the same level of intensity that I needed for this particular very casual look today. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse these off really fast. Okay, now that I've done that, I realized I wanted to add the other lip that I've been wearing a lot. This one, if you've been here, so you know I love Washed Beige by Chanel. This is a limited edition color in 286. If you did not pick it up and you were thinking about it, I found it at one point at Nordstrom. If I can find it anywhere, I'll list it below, but that's what I have on now. And then the other one I've been loving is this one. This is Rose Myrtle by Chantecaille. And I purchased this myself. They do gift me many things, but I purchased this. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna remove this really fast. To me, this is a more serious lipstick. It kind of matches the seriousness of the Sarah Creole concealers. Like I would put these together in level of intensity and also coverage. They're a little bit more full coverage, both of these. So if you're looking for something more polished, like this is a great lip, that's a great concealer, but I thought I would change that up in the middle of this, just so you could see it on. I'll also show you a swatch of this. Let me show you a swatch. So it looks like this. It's definitely a cooler tone, slight hint of like a purpley tone, which I typically don't love, but I think it looks really great here. Okay, eyes. I feel like this is the only palette I've been pulling for. It's by Chanel. It's the Beige palette, and it's in the shade Soft. So I have all, I need to rank them. I haven't done that yet. I meant to, and then I forgot. But it has these lovely shades which look like, I would not love them because there's a sparkly pink color in there. There is something that has like a reddish tone in there. Lots of things that I normally wouldn't gravitate towards. However, there is this particular shade. So here's the, oh, sorry, my swatch is not amazing here, but you kind of have a sense of what that looks like. This is the shade really that I love the most. This one and this one. These are the two I have on now. Now this one, which is this one right here, that has a slight olive tone in it, slight green tone in there. And that really can help combat any redness in my eye area. So I've run it under here, I've put it on my lid, and then I followed up with this right here, and that's it. And then I used this pencil because I had an eyeliner in one of my videos and I thought, oh, I remember how much I love eyeliner. One of my very favorite eyeliners is this one by Victoria Beckham. This shade is called Jean, or is it Jean or Jeans? Well, it's like a denim-y color. I think it's Jean. Well, I could look. It is Jeans. Jeans is the color. It's really pretty. So that's the eyeliner that I have on now. It was inspired by my blue top that I've been wearing on repeat. I have on this mascara, Chantecaille's Fossil Longest Lash Mascara. And the reason why I love this so much, I was reminded of it because I hadn't had it for a little while and I was using another mascara, which I still love. I still love the Givenchy Mascara. It's one of my latest mascara finds. I really love how quickly this builds. This, though, the special thing about the Chantecaille Fossil Longest Lash, their other mascara, the Fossil, they both have the same ability that I can apply this, take a little break, go back in and add to it. And it doesn't flake, it doesn't interrupt the way the mascara looks. In fact, it helps look better. I went in with a second coat when I applied this and it kind of separated the lashes and added more without getting clumpy or flaking. And I can also add this to the lower lash, which are very wispy lashes. They are like very wispy lashes. And this doesn't weigh them down. What mascara can do, if it's not going to work for me, is that it will deposit a lot of mascara on these lower lashes and they look kind of spidery. Not at all what I'm looking for, but this one builds very slowly, which is interesting because it does build volume really nicely. But when it comes to the wispy lashes, it's gentle on there. So it's kind of like depending on the kind of lash that I'm applying this to, it behaves a little bit differently. That really reminded me why I love this so much. Brows, I almost forgot. The Kosas Brown Black is what I used. And I went back and now I need another one because now this is empty. The Victoria Beckham in Taupe, I used this to just fill in slightly there at the beginning and then just a little bit towards the end. Just the tiniest bit, but it makes a big difference for a little bit more polished kind of eyebrow. Okay, now I'm getting it all over my sweater. This is a Jenny Kane sweater, by the way. The cocoon sweater in Ivory, I think. And then I also have my Frank and Eileen. We'll talk about fashion in a moment here, what I've been loving. But for blushes, I have been enjoying nothing new here. I've got the Valentino 09 on this side. I wanted to show you a side by side and why I really love this so much. But I've got this on. Here it is, 09. And I also have on this one by Chantecaille in Sea Turtle. And it looks like this. Very similar. The finishes, yes. The finish on both of these is slightly different though. You can see there's a difference in intensity and brightness as well. This looks a little bit brighter, but on the face, I have Valentino here and I have Chantecaille Sea Turtle here. They look very similar. There's just a slighter amount of glow in the Valentino, just slight. They both accomplish a similar thing. As you know, I have hyperpigmentation or dark spots there. I add concealer. If I add anything there that is not a powder blush, what can happen is it can lift makeup, it can move it around. So it will definitely disturb that if there's anything hydrating involved. So there are a couple of blushes that are more of a stick blush that work, and I'll name them in the Get Ready With Me. I talk about them. But this is what I have on now. It works really well. They both work really well, and they're both go-tos. Oh, let me get my hair tools because I have had lots of questions about my hair. A couple of things about my hair that I keep touching. With my hair color, highlights. So we are not highlighting my hair at this point. These are highlights from when did we do this? December. But ever since then, like this right here is not highlights. What I said to my hairstylist, I said, is there a way to leverage my gray hair? Because my gray hair takes color differently, or yes, my gray hair takes color differently and it wears away differently than the rest of my hair, and it ends up looking like highlights. So I said, is there a way we can leverage the white hair that I have and make them like highlights? So he started doing I think it was called a demi-glaze, as in my touch-up. So you'll see over time that anything here, like the color that I did get done maybe 6 months ago, 6 months, yeah, maybe longer, stopped right here. So this is like gray hair taking that color, the demi-glaze. And so that's what we're gonna do from now on, is just do a demi-glaze on the, let's say demi-glaze some more, demi-glaze on the roots, and then just let it grow. And then those are my then highlights. And that way, when my gray hair does grow in, it's less of a stark difference because it's following the same sections of highlighted hair, if that makes sense. So that is what's happening with my color. The rest of it, like this darker color, is my hair. So we are just really changing the tone. He said it's like a stain, like when you stain wood, it's like a stain on the gray hair. So that's how I'm getting my highlights now. Okay, let me grab a couple of things and then we'll talk a little bit about fashion. Okay, just went to get my hair tools and I ran my brush through my hair. That's how it looks a little bit more put together. It's my Mason Pearson brush. There's some hair in there, but I've had Mason Pearson brushes since the 90s. I think my first Mason Pearson brush I bought at Harrods in London, and that one was, I think, a combo. And then since then I've had, I think, 3 other brushes. And I still have them. It's not like I do anything or get rid of them, I just have more of them. So I love Mason Pearson brushes. And so that's what I went through my hair with. And this is the Shark product that I talked about that I use first to get the strands less frizzy and somewhat dry. It's almost totally dry by the time I'm done with this. Then I go in with this barrel on the Dyson and I really just hold the hair like this and spin it around like this. And that's all I do. I just go this way with air going that towards the back that way. And then I flip this thing on the top, and then the air goes the other way. On this side, it goes towards the back. So that's all I do. I pretty much hold the Dyson like this. So let me know how you do your hair, but that's how I don't know, I feel like there's not much to it, but I'm sure there's more that I'm doing. And so hopefully I will do some kind of a demo or a insert or something, either in the Get Ready With Me or in a future video. I've done it before. I haven't changed the way I do my hair, but like I said, I think there are some people who are new here who are wondering how I do my hair. And I think it probably looks different because of the highlights or the gray or the demi-glaze that we're doing. Did also use this today, the Oribe Super Shine Moisturizing Cream on the ends here. So I love Oribe products. Like I said, I'm in my tote bag era. I don't know if that's a thing, but I am loving the whole tote bag aesthetic. Is that an aesthetic? I just like the casualness of it. So I think if you saw my haul, you'll have seen my tote bag. My tote bag has been working out very nicely. So this one right here. And then also my hat. And this hat I wear everywhere. I've had it last year. I got a size, I think there were two different sizes. There was like a small medium and a medium large. And this is the medium large. And the reason I pick a larger hat size when I can is if there's a way to tighten it, like this one has a little ribbon, you can do that. It gets it higher. But I don't want a hat too tight that it's going to leave an indentation on my head or my hair. So that's why I get a larger size if I can. And then the sunglasses are the same ones I've been using. These are the YSL Kate, and I like that they don't have a logo, or it's very difficult to see. There's nothing flashy on it. Nothing super obvious, but these are the Kate sunglasses. And then, yeah, they have a nice uplifted feel, and they're nice and oversized, which I like. And then the hat, I just set on my head like this, and I wear it like this. It's not UPF rated by any means, but it has a nice, like, I love the shape on this. And I'll show you some styling of my Frank and Eileen denim, which I love. I have two pairs of those. I got them in the linen that's striped. I am loving Frank and Eileen because we also have on, and I have it on now too, I've got the sleeveless shirts, and I recently ordered another dress by Frank and Eileen. Yeah, Frank and Eileen has become such a staple for me that I love their sleeveless tops that I bought from them. I love some of my older things that I have from Frank and Eileen. And one of the things I love about this shirt, this particular shirt, is that it's very long. And if I have a sweatshirt, then it can sit below the sweatshirt. I like that, especially if it's a little bit shorter of a sweatshirt. And it's really versatile and layers really nicely, as you can see here. I mean, I always love my Chanel ballet flats. Those are timeless. And then I really love my Hermes sandals that I have had since last year. And one of you gave me the recommendation to fix my shoes or have them fixed. I'm definitely going to do them. I'm going to have them repaired at a cobbler so I can continue wearing them, because I feel like I did all that work working them in as well. So the top part of the shoe is fine. It's the bottom part that needs some help. So I will definitely get that repaired. And I've also been enjoying the Trinny London. I think I've mentioned this before. This is the neck cream. Really nice and hydrating, especially when my skin is feeling a little bit drier. It's got a great pump, great texture on that, not greasy at all. Absorbs really nicely into the skin. Very soothing feel on the skin. And I forgot to mention this body lotion I've been enjoying. I love the scent. It's the Napolera Cactus Body Cream. It has a pump on it. Really great texture as well, absorbs nicely. But that is it for my favorites for March, April, May, and June. Hopefully we won't wait that long to get another favorites. If you are interested in seeing this and hearing my thoughts on the difference between, anecdotally, the difference between the Chanel and the Chantecaille after looking them side by side, it's really kind of surprising, the outcome or the observation that I made. It surprised me. So make sure to tune into the next video, which is the Get Ready With Me, featuring this look. And let me know what you've been loving, because I'm curious to know, especially if you love Frank and Eileen, what other brands do you love? Because I feel like they do a really nice job of creating clothing that lasts for a long time. A much longer time than a lot of other brands out there. So let me know what those are, and anything else that you've been loving, please leave that in the comment section below. That is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. If I add anything there that is not a powder blush, then it has, ooh, or even the faux, I went in with this product. Where is it? It's very lovely, and my hair is doing something very, like, where is this? Okay, right here. Okay, and that is Sarah Creel's Flace.